Hello and good Sunday morning to you. I'm Katie McManus, business strategist and money mindset coach, coming to you live on the Facebooks, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And I'm coming to you live with a different topic than I normally talk about on here. If you haven't noticed, I have stepped back from doing lives of late. I I never believe, and I've explained this in the post, I never believe that anyone owes any explanation for why they stop or pause doing a certain kind of social media. We all need breaks. We all need moments or weeks or months to be in our own heads and to take care of ourselves and to create and kind of get realigned. To a degree, that's kind of what I've been doing in the last couple of months. But I'm a big believer of transparency in what happens when you start a business. And I never want to pretend like running a business online is always going to be, like roses and daisies and rainbows and unicorns, because it's not. There's a lot of running a business that isn't great. There's a lot of like bullshit work that you have to do. There's, sometimes the occasional difficult client, dealing with some vendors who don't fulfill on their contracts. And there's also people on the interwebs who can make you feel uncomfortable. And that's something that I was dealing with late last year. I didn't share about it at the time. I was actually incredibly afraid of one individual who obviously perceived a deeper relationship than what this medium is. And I debated for a really long time whether or not I should speak openly about it, because I think as women, when someone makes us feel uncomfortable or unsafe, we have this perception that if we pretend that it's not happening, if we pretend like it's not impacting us, we don't call it out, like it'll go away. And also that if we were to call it out, if we were to name it, that it may make the situation worse. And I, even as I was writing up the post with this, and even as I talked through this, I wonder if this particular individual is seeing this, because I've blocked him on numerous platforms. And he, I think, was making new accounts. I'm hoping the pause that I gave was enough for him to move on to someone else. But I just don't know. I don't know. And I wanted to come on and explain this part of it to you, because if you're a woman, I want you to know, like, you are supported. One of the things that I did with my team with this individual was we took screenshots. We archived absolutely everything he was sending me. We also kept track of all the different usernames, all the different like first and last names that he used on his accounts, because he was changing those. And that's incredibly important. If you're posting online, if you're, creating content and you're getting that kind of attention back, it's just the reality of what we need to do to keep ourselves safe. It also made me do some really deep thinking about the content that I create and how much I share about my personal life. Because I think on one hand, I absolutely love that when people come to me and they talk about their businesses, they like know enough about me that they feel so comfortable sharing things with me. I love that. I think when my clients are able to start with me already knowing a bit about me, they're able to relax into doing the work because there's trust there. And it's one of the reasons why I am so open about different parts of my life. I think it's really important to have that level of vulnerability out there. And also, it can have this dark underbelly. And so I wanted, before I dive back in completely into doing lives to promote my business, I wanted to create something to give you some insight as to what goes on in the background sometimes for women who are running their businesses online. I don't see this problem going away. I don't. I think we're in a time where there's just an incredible amount of loneliness, and there's a great deal of work that needs to be done to support people who have mental illness, who don't necessarily have a support system in place for themselves. And I want every woman out there, and men as well, if you're creating content and getting this kind of attention, I want you to be really smart and careful about what you put out there. Be careful when you're creating content in places that you spend time in. Um, it's amazing what people can discover through using like a reverse image search. um, and it can be really easy to identify where you are. And I don't say that to scare you. I say that because I want you to be safe. And maybe it's okay for us to be a little scared. Um, you know, one of the things that I absolutely love about running my business is that I get to be myself, that I get to have fun. And I can tell you there's nothing that quite throws a wet blanket over that fun than seeing messages coming through while you're going live. I don't know if you do go back a couple lives from late last year, you'll notice there's a moment where I see a comment come through, and sometimes I don't realize it's the individual, and then you'll notice like it hits me, and I very quickly wrap up the live because it's just like, oh God, he found me again. And yeah, so anyway, so that's what's going on in the background. It's why I've taken a break from going live. Um, you know, I was debating honestly giving up lives altogether. But it's a part of my business that I genuinely enjoy. And I kind of have this fuck you mentality of, I refuse to let people who are toxic like this, I refuse to let them win. I refuse to let them impact how I run my business. I refuse to let them force decisions like that on me. Okay. I'm not okay with it. And so you'll be seeing me go live back in my normal cadence very, very shortly. It's going to be, I don't know if I'm going to be going live every single day, but I'm decided that this chapter is behind me. And I want to name that if any individuals come through who are one of these people, I will be outing them while I go live if I realize who they are. So fair warning. Anyway, with that, wanted to keep this short and sweet. And I know some of you, I have some really incredible men who follow me and who interact with me on live. If I haven't given you like a cease and desist message, if I haven't blocked you and you're seeing this, you're not the person. If you cannot access me on certain platforms, then yes, you're who I'm talking about. And I do not want to get further messages from you. But to everyone who's like, okay, good. Like, that's not me. You don't need to check in on me. You don't need to like send me a DM and ask how I'm doing. I'm doing fine. I'm doing absolutely fine. This is just something that we have to deal with as women. And it's so sad that I have to say that. And also, thankfully, there's ways to collect receipts. And, here's to hoping it's enough. Anyway, I'm Katie McManus, business strategist and money mindset coach. Thank you for joining. And I look forward to going live with you this week. All right. Have a good day, everyone.